Hi everyone, Ironclad Cobra here, and welcome to another quick comparison video. Now, in the beginning, I wanted to make a comparison video between my GameForce ACE and my RP4 Pro, which both came around the same time, which was almost a year from now. And then I wanted to make another video comparing my Retroid Pocket 5 and Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. But then I thought, you know what, let me just make one video comparing all these three devices together. This is a quick comparison. It's not a detailed or in-depth comparison. So I'll just quickly mention the cons and pros of each device. This is the GameForce ACE, which is an RK3588 chipset. It has a dual boot, Android Linux, because it's originally an Android device. But of course, as I mentioned in my previous video, I have some mixed feelings about this device. On one hand, I love the device's 5.5-inch 1080p display. It has 7400 milliamp battery. It has dual boot option, Android Linux, and it has an M.2 SSD interface. However, there will be no support with this device if you purchase it, so you're pretty much on your own. And when this device came up, I remember it had some software issues. There was no Google Play Store. You had to side load it on your own as an APK file. It had some hardware issues as well. The triggers, the shoulder buttons and triggers are a bit stiff. I don't know if I can capture it on camera. I personally don't mind the stiffness, but it could be a deal breaker for many people. But as I mentioned, if you plan to purchase it, it's still probably available on sale on GameForce's website, and the retail price is $230 US. So that's the GameForce ACE. Would I recommend it? Probably not. But if you are a huge fan of Linux, you like tinkering, tweaking, this could be a good device for you. But bear in mind, there will be no support from the developer. Now then we have the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, which is still a great device. I think they reduced the price on Retroid's websites to $175 US, and I think for that price this is still a great handheld. It has 4.7-inch display. It's pocketable, of course, and it has the Dimensity D1100 chipset. And of course, these two devices, the GameForce ACE and the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, they have similar performance, which is, they can perform up to PS2, GameCube, and Wii. Of course, not the entire catalog or titles, but I think most of it. Then we have the Retroid Pocket 5. This is by far one of my favorite and best devices in 2024. This has the Snapdragon 865 chipset. It has a beautiful 5.5-inch OLED display. It also has a dual boot option, Linux or Android. This is a Linux device, but you can also install Rocknix or Batocera on it. The RP4 Pro is completely an Android device, so there is no dual boot option. But as I mentioned, it's still pocketable, very good battery life, good performance, and I think for $175 it still has good price to performance ratio. The RP5 would be my best device in these three. As I mentioned, the retail price is $220 US, and it has the best performance in these three. It has dual boot, Android Linux. It has 5000 milliamp battery. The RP4 Pro also has 5000 milliamp battery. but the GameForce ACE has the biggest battery, which is 7400 milliamp. Now, I would definitely recommend the RP5 if it's your first Android device. The RP4, I would still recommend it. I'm not sure if I want to recommend the GameForce ACE. Probably not, but as I mentioned earlier, if you love tinkering, tweaking handhelds, you know, big battery, big display, good performance, dual boot, this might be a good device for you as well. So these are, you know, just a quick comparison video. My favorite would be the RP5, you know, in order. Second favorite will be Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. Third favorite will be GameForce ACE. Now, regarding the performance on the RP5, I've done many videos on my YouTube channel regarding the performance of the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. There are also lots of gameplay videos on my YouTube channel, you know, regarding PS2, GameCube, Wii. You can check out those videos. The RP5 with the Snapdragon 865 has a bit better performance than the Dimensity 1100. So that means it can play more games from the PS2, GameCube and Wii catalog. It might even be able to play some Switch games as well, because that chipset is quite good when it comes to optimizing and gaming. Okay guys, I think that would be for today. This was a quick comparison between these three devices: the GameForce ACE with RK3588 chipset, the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro with Dimensity D1100 chipset, and the Retroid Pocket 5 with Snapdragon 865 chipset. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and always remember, we don't stop gaming because we grow old. We grow old because we stop gaming.